educators, and welcome to Eduversations TV. Welcome back if you're already a subscriber. Thank you for being part of this family and making this channel grow. And if you're new to this channel, here's rolling out the red carpet for you. It's great to have you here. So why don't you hit the subscribe button below to become part of our Eduversations family. Okay, today's topic is a very important and delicate one, that is communicating with parents. It's important because keeping in touch with parents and carrying them along is a big factor in students' general performance. And it's delicate because keeping and maintaining a relationship with parents needs to be done professionally while intentionally and appropriately drawing the boundaries. Now, as with every other type of relationship, you need to know the person you're involved with relatively well. It's only if you understand them well enough that you'd be able to sustain the relationship you have with them and make the best out of it. So, let's take a close look at parents and try to understand them a bit better. To do this, let me first share some underlying factors that may affect your communication with parents. Every parent you meet may have one or two of the following communication problems. Number one, anger. A parent prior to meeting or interacting with you for whatever reason might already be angry from whichever source. This already spells danger or chaos with you when you're meeting him or her. Number two, previous opinion. Sometimes a parent is interacting with you in a certain way based on what he or she has learned from others or have been told about you. In this case, certainly not a positive thing. Number three, impression. A parent might simply just have a personal bad impression about you, maybe based on your attitude, facial expression, or manner of talking. But remember that it's exactly what it is. An impression. Number four, guilt. A parent may behave in a certain defensive or unfavorable way based on guilt. Maybe something they did against you, and now they're feeling guilty about it when they're meeting with you. Number five, sentiment. A parent can behave a certain way simply because their child is involved and they are either consciously or unconsciously taking sides. Number six, bias. This is a case of a one-sided story. A parent can be acting out based on what their children have told them without bothering to listen to the other side of the story, in this case, your side of the story. Number seven, inferiority complex. A parent might feel threatened by a teacher, and this might lead to them acting out in certain ways to establish their own importance. They might want to be right all the time. Number eight, denial. Their actions depict clearly that they don't want to accept the truth. Number nine, misunderstanding. You could have a communication issue with a parent, which is a genuine case of misinterpretation. And number 10, outright dislike. Okay, let's call a spade a spade. Sometimes a parent just doesn't like you for whatever reasons known only to them. Maybe they don't like your guts or the way you dress or where you're from. You would be so shocked if you found out some of the reasons parents don't like you. Here are 10 types of parents you should know about. Number one, the plain innocent parents. These are your regular parents. They are cool, ready, and willing to interact and collaborate with you to make sure their kids are doing well in school. Simple. Number two, defensive parents. The defensive parents always have an excuse for their children's behavior. Their children are never guilty of any wrong. According to them, their children are angels. Number three, denial parents. They know when something is wrong or when their children have not done well, but they don't want to admit it. They pretend everything is fine even when they know it is not. And so they wish the truth wasn't the case. They wish they can ignore the problem and then the problem will just magically go away. Number 4, confrontational parents. These parents always have an issue with the teacher. They are always complaining about everything and they think that the teacher is at fault. These are the parents that will shout at the teacher and tell them how incompetent they are. Number 5, naive parents. These parents have absolutely no idea of what is going on. Theirs is to pay school fees, send their children to school, and forget about every other thing. Well, they do this because they simply don't know any better. So, these parents depend on the teacher to constantly educate, update, and carry them along. It's what it is. Number 6, angry parents. They are always angry and not bothered about being nice or talking cordially with the teacher. Even when you are trying to be mature and talk to them sensibly or civilly, they are always angry. Number 7, hot and cold parents. One minute they are fine, and the next minute they are totally the opposite. One day they understand you and think you are the best teacher ever. But the next day they are swearing that they don't want their children in your class. These parents are uncertain about how they feel about everything. They have terrible mood swings. Have you met them before? Number 8, unfriendly parents. These ones are clearly not your friends. Not that you need to go being friends with every parent, but they are overly the formal type of parents. They interact with you as your business partner or military personnel. No smiles, no jokes, no humor, nothing. For them, just say what you want to say or let them say what they want to say, and that's it. Number 9, blaming parents. These parents never take the blame for anything. It's always someone else's fault. The school is to blame, it's the teacher's fault, the nanny did it, the driver caused it. It's never their own fault. Number 10, know-it-all parents. These parents are like a thorn in your flesh, literally. They are always preaching to you about how to do your job and pointing out to you that you don't know as much as they do. If you allow them, they will want to run your class for you. Next, let's explore how to communicate with these parents. So here are 10 ways to communicate with parents. And note that the following ways I'm about to say or the following strategies I'm about to mention will work for any of these kind of parents we've identified. If you communicate with them in the following ways, you would succeed in at least maintaining a good relationship with them, such that would help their kids in your class thrive. Number 1, know their kids' names and use them often. This shows personal connection and assures them that you do care for their children. Try not to refer to their children as he or she, but be more personal by referring them by their names. So instead of your child is working on finishing tasks on time, or he is making great efforts at working well with others, say instead, Tomiwa is working on finishing tasks on time, or Tomiwa is making great efforts at working well with others. This way you are personalizing your relationship with the students, and parents do notice these kinds of gestures and it sends a good message to them, which enhances your relationship with them. Number 2, hear them out. When parents are angry or emotional, that's the wrongest time to try to explain anything, even if you are right. Don't try to be defensive every time they are laying a complaint or telling you about what they are not happy about. Diffuse their anger by listening first. Hear them out. Let them vent. Let them let out the steam. If you listen, hear them out, you will know how best to deal with them or their children. Listening is a great skill and an essential part of communication, especially with parents. Number 3, be approachable but firm. It is important that the parents know that they can always talk to you, that you are always ready and willing to listen to them. However, We all know that some parents can be highly manipulative, whether consciously or unconsciously, especially if they think you are an easygoing person. They will try to get you to sometimes do what you're not supposed to do. In those instances, it's important that you affirm and maintain your professional standards while remaining polite and courteous. Whatever happens, you must not let them dictate things to you. Instead, have your rules, your professional teaching principles, and stick by them. For example, you don't receive calls at particular times of the day, or you don't respond to emails after certain times of the night. Let them know this. Or you don't let them overstay their time if maybe they came to see you about their children in class. You don't bend the school rules for them. You don't collect gifts from them for the sole purpose of favoring them later, because this is what will give them the power to manipulate you. Number 4, explain school routines to them. This is an extension of number 3. So in order to maintain your work ethics, you need to constantly remind parents of what your school policies say. This way, they already know what is acceptable and what is not. Remember that if you let them, parents can be manipulative and they will trick you into doing something you are not supposed to do, which could then get you in trouble with the school authority. Now, you don't want that happening. So from the very beginning, let them know the rules and routines and stick to them. Number 5, vary your communication channels. Don't just communicate via one channel, maybe through writing in a communication book. Sometimes send an email, make or place a call if it is allowed in your school, speak face to face, that is, have a physical meeting with the parent. Give a weekly report, say it in a newsletter, show pictures, that's pictorial evidence. These ensure that communication is complete, efficient, and well understood. Number 6, ask relevant questions. Communication with parents is not only about talking to or telling them things. It's also good to ask questions where or when you are in doubt or need more information. Ask them questions to learn more about their children, clarify or confirm an information, build rapport, show that you genuinely care. Number 7, involve them. Parents always love to be carried along. So once in a while, invite them in to come and do something in the class with you and for the children. Again, be sure that the school authority or its policy allows this. For example, you can involve parents by inviting them to read a book, tell a story, teach a skill like tie and dye, answer career-related questions. Maybe you can invite a parent who is a banker, a doctor, or a business person, and so on. Number 8, give visual evidence. This is important, especially in cases where you need to show evidence. Sometimes what is said or what is being told does not carry enough weight. So in addition to telling the parents how their children are doing, and depending on your school policy, I keep saying that, you can take pictures of students while at independent work, while playing, or while working with others, and share with their parents. So the parents can see the progress that their children are making. It could even be while the children are making a presentation or while carrying out a task or a project. These help put things in perspective for parents. But do remember to confirm from your school that you are permitted to do this. This is because some schools may not allow picture taking and sharing, especially when it involves sharing with other people other than the child's parents. This is for security purposes, otherwise known as GDPR. That's topic for another day. Number 9, suggest helpful tips to them. Yes, they are parents, but there are certain educational things you know better than they do. Educate them about these so that they can be better parents to their children. Remember those naive parents? They did you at this point. They need this very much. You can educate them about education trends, behavior expectations, and management, especially with their children at home. You can educate them about academic expectations, specifically as it applies to your school. Teach them about child development related matters. Teach them about coping mechanisms, maybe with stress or mental health. Now, you do realize that for you to do these things, you will have to know them yourself. So, this means that you need to be current and relatively aware yourself. Number 10, keep your word. Show them that they can trust you. Keep your word. Be authentic. Be who you say you are. Remember that their children are in your care. If you say you would do something, do it. If you do something wrong, apologize professionally. If you make a promise, fulfill it. If you say you would get back to them on something, remember to do just that. Be someone they can trust so that they know that their children are in good and safe hands. Communication is not just about talking to someone. All these areas we've highlighted all constitute communication. So why the fuss about communication with parents? Let's look at them. Number 1, it improves academic performance. A teacher who regularly communicates with parents will know how best to handle their children in their class. And this will help a child perform his or her best academically. Number 2, kids feel safer and more loved. Students are very observant and they can tell when their teachers and parents are in good relationship. If a student knows this is so, he or she will feel loved and safe, and this will make them learn better. Number 3, more information for the teacher. Parents know their children more than teachers after all. Now, with good and regular communication with the parents, they can tell you all you need to know about your students. This is because there are certain behaviors students exhibit at home, but not in school. So you will need such information from parents, and that's through proper communication with them. Number 4, it boosts students' confidence level. Yes, students turn out to be very confident if their parents and teachers communicate regularly and healthily. They become confident in their learning and in their interaction with others. And that's it. Can you add more? Please feel free to share in the comment section below. Now, before I run off to go read your feedback and respond to your messages, let me officially close this video by reminding you that while it's very important to communicate with the parents of your students, it's a delicate matter that should be handled professionally. Learn to draw the boundaries. Be friendly but firm. Establish rules and stick to your principles. Above all, let communication with parents be all about their children and how to help them make learning progress. There it is. Do take care and bye for now.